I'm gonna break some things down for you that the ministers of the Nation of Islam don't even know. He said that the black man is the original man. Listen at the language. The black man, that the man that was going through America dead, but actually he's the original man. He wasn't using black as an honor.
As a brand?
That's right. He wasn't, even though they say black is the spectrum from which everything comes from. But out of darkness come what?
Light.
So light identify what you're looking at. Darkness don't.
Exactly.
It's void of information, investigation, etc. So let's not play games with our minds. We're morals. We're scientists too. Prophet Noble Ali taught us to be what we know. Be what we know means that we are experiencing being propria personas of jewel. Why I don't have a state ID? Because I'm not a ward of the state. Uppercase and lowercase, that's how I was taught in school. So when I see things wrote totally in uppercase, that's not mine.
Corporation.
It's a corporation. So the Moorish Science Temple of America is the bedrock of salvation for the so-called Negro, black, and color. But we have to come perpendicular in the spirit of raising our people. We can't do it just by hanging things in front of their face. They're already hypnotized, right?
Correct.
So I just wanted, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad Bey was a good person. And I'm not going to say anything that would be negative about the brother. But I will say this. He should have kept it real.
Yes, sir.
And what was the next person you talking about?
John Hanson. You already spoke on the league.
John Hanson.
Yeah, John Hanson, is that the first Asiatic president?
He was the first.
There's somebody else.
He was the first president under the Articles of Confederation. That was the first body before the U.S. Corporation. George Washington was the 8th president. You know what I mean? They consider him the first, and of course with the U.S. Corporation, because he's quote unquote made a landmark by cutting down a powerful cherry tree.
Okay.
That's why they consider him the first, because remember, he was a what? A general.
Let me say this though. It's not that I don't know anything about John Hanson. I don't take this person. John Hanson was a traitor. George Washington was a general. He chopped down the cherry tree. So why should we be proud of John Hanson?
No, I'm not saying.
I'm not saying that you're saying that. I'm saying
I never knew
most
him.
people will wear him on his shirt like he was victorious and doing something for his people.
And he was all in accordance with the plot. He was the one who sent out George Washington to cut down our ancestors' tree. Remember, these is the ones who taught the Europeans, or who taught, I ain't gonna say the Europeans, but who taught the congregation, taught all the different races who was within that circle, the science. And therefore, they didn't know that the same people who they was teaching was gonna use it against them and put them all in slavery. You know what I'm saying? He was, the Europeans, when they was in the process of learning, along with their comrades, they all was having their own agenda. This is what we gonna do. And then, therefore, when they did demonstrate their measure, that was the outcome.
It's almost like the body of the strong eat the body of the weaker manifest. All right.
That's all I can think of for now. I mean,
And therefore, basically, when you was Campbell when you was speaking pertaining to Jesus in the Moorish Science Temple of America, it's about demonstrating the possibilities of man. It's about imitating Jesus. But when National Grand Sheik Kenu Bey demonstrated about the man coming back 2,000 years ago, he came back in the noblest form of our holy prophet, Noble Ali, to teach us. He didn't come, I noticed a lot of people is familiar with I come on the cloud, and you actually think you're going to see one big foot come out the sky and be on the cloud. And that's just supposed to be over. But and then we notice in accordance with the Bible, he said, I'll send unto you a comforter. His name will be Ahmad. But see, this is who was referring to as Prophet Muhammad. He will send unto you the comforter. But they did like a misspelling with the name. But you had to be the scientist and be able to
interpret.
be able to interpret the Bible. See, we honor the Bible because they honor our brother, man, and friend, brother Justice, who we refer to as Jesus. You know what I'm saying? But we demonstrate the possibilities like Jesus, and we demonstrate the same creed. Because see, Jesus said in the Bible, my religion is of Abraham. Abraham was a Muslim. Him and Ishmael reconstructed the Kaaba, which is in Mecca, which all Muslims face towards the east. So therefore, if Jesus stated that his religion is of Abraham, those who profess to be Christians must demonstrate that same religious creed. Islam, because Jesus didn't carry no Bible. He was drawing off the Avesta, the Vedas, the wisdom of Gautama, who was known as the wisdom of Buddha. He honored the prophets before him. Islam, he was from Bethlehem of Judah in the house of David. He was born in Bethlehem of Judah in the house of David. He wasn't born in Rome of Caesar. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, he had practices and principles.
See, let's be clear. We know that there's no such thing as a so-called Negro black color Christian.
Islam. Yes,
Christianity was founded in Antioch in Rome.
Yes, sir.
By Romans.
Yes, sir.
Let's stop playing with our people.
Yes, sir.
How you gonna tell somebody that our people were Christian when it was beaten into them in the 1800s and the 1700s?
Yes, sir.
And there's no such religion as Christianity known before the Nicene Council.
Councilman.
What is that?
The Council of Nice is where a man named Constantine.
Okay, I know.
He's the founder of Christianity. And therefore they had a meeting and they had all the quote unquote sacred books, and they decided to see what is going to be rightful in this book, what is known as the Bible. And he professed on his deathbed that he was he professed on his deathbed that he had the vision by God.
He did the same thing Charles Tissa Russell did.
That sounds so similar, don't it? Yes, sir. That sounds so simple. And he said that he had the real religious creed, and there was a lot of persecution, due to what they was enforcing. And this is why we say that Jesus was never a Christian. Nowhere did he establish Christianity, because he already had a religion.
For his time.
And then the question is this, that Jesus never brought a religion.
Precisely.
Never.
He came to teach.
And another thing.
He had books.
How Europeans going to define somebody born in Bethlehem of Judah in the house of David?
And they crucified him. How can you establish a religion after someone you killed?
Crucified.
But not only that, how can you define somebody born in Bethlehem of Judah in the house of David?
Yeah.
If you can show me anywhere that brother Jesus, know what I'm saying, which is a code word for justice, know what I'm saying, told anybody that he was a Christian. Christ come from Greek, Christo. And it's embodied Zeus. You take the Z and put a J, you got Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So it's a play on words. And Constantine was so crafty, he was able to get the pagans to support Christianity. And he gave you Easter. He gave you a bunny. And you know rabbits don't lay eggs. But our people still looking for him. Then he gave you Santa, Satan cloth with a Moorish fez on, flying. A big fat guy. You know what I'm saying? Satan. And he come down the most hottest place in the house, the chimney. Bearing gifts with old Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer. And we eat it up. Thanksgiving. Thanks for killing your own parents.
And then you have to draw also off of, like he was stating, the Santa Claus. Jesus ain't never celebrate no Christmas. Because see, the Christmas was to make fun of me and you. When Santa came, due to 1492, when the Moors and the Europeans had war, and they said that the Moors was defeated by the Europeans, he came with what? What is the main colors of Christmas? Red, white, and green. And then he coming with what? Gifts for the word. And he's wearing his fez. And the homosexuality that they enforce is the only way that your child, your quote-unquote child, can get gifts is what? Is if that child sit on Santa's lap.
And I want to tell you
something. And he got to sit, and the child has to sit right by the what?
Loin.
Yeah.
And listen, this
you
is...
actually think we're going to practice this?
And all you brothers and sisters out here that like Valentine's Day, know about Valentine. He was a priest. They killed him. And he was over all the prisons. So he made men's lover of each other. And they call it Valentine's Day. This is why you see the heart, they call it. But no heart is made like that. It is actually a behind with a penis in it. But you go out to go get a card and chocolate. When you open the chocolate, what's inside of it? I just want to make that perfectly clear that we have become subjected to so much foolishness and folly, man. So much foolishness and folly. We are baptized in dumb junk. You know, we have to climb back to the dimension of eternal felicity in the paradise of Allah and get back into the true economy of human life and become Moors again. Because Moors are upright, independent, and fearless, and they care for their loved one. And they're fortified by impregnable doctrine, built up on 5 divine principles, better known as love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And it is folly at its greatest height for smelly corpus with their insidious plan to invade such realms. They try, and they try. But their own bad planet bring down wrath upon their head. Like the sword of old Damocles, the trees, schoolers cutting, find a difficult path to travel in the ranks of the Moors. This is so because the Moorish movement has been well planted by Prophet Noble Drew Ali, whose latent power is abundant, unknown, and maybe call it the actions of Mount Deep at any moment. Just want to give you that portion.
I think that's all I can think of now.
But I want to say to all the Moorish Americans out there, Moorish Muslims, etc., forgive me for not having my fez on, you know, because I was at work, but we always supposed to be prepared to give account of our action. So we always at work. May Allah bless you. Thank you for listening. There'll be many more of these DVDs put out from Mecca, and we hope those who get them learn to love instead of hate. We at 7925 Exchange, Chicago, Illinois. Come and see us. Take out your forefathers and mothers, better known as your nationality card, and take your place in the affairs of me as a nation. And with that, we say, may Allah bless you. We love you all. Peace and love.
Gratitude. Gratitude. I can't think of that.
I know I burn you out sooner or later.
Oh, yeah.
I knew I'd burn you out sooner or later. And you did a good job too, brother. And I'm sure you learned a few things.
Yeah.
Huh? Hope you got it together now.
You still recording?
Yeah.